was moved. I can't remember where it said it, but it said something about it came in different skin tones. But
how much was it?
It was £365
and between £365 and £456.
Yeah, and it was listed.
What?
Listed by a third-party seller from America, I think.
So what if like you just get like 2 or 1 kid that's a boy, you know what I mean, and you just buy for that price?
Yeah, you buy it to practice.
Like it's 100% like much better go to the hospital. You feel?
Yeah, but
like
I mean maybe like because it's a religious thing. Like sometimes they do it in
like do it at home.
Yeah, so you might like there might be someone that might want to do it at home, so they'll practice, and then once they're good at it, then they can do it at their child.
It's probably not good to put in everyone's
hands.
hands.
That's what I mean. It's probably better to have a professional come and do it really and truly. But
if you put that in the wrong hand,
that's what I mean.
That's
why they removed it.
Yeah.
That's why the fucking what are they called, the NSS, who are the National Secular Society. They wrote to the UK manager of Amazon, Douglas Gurr, claiming it could encourage people with no medical qualifications to carry out a potentially life-threatening procedure at home.
I agree. What are you talking about? Bro, listen, man. Number one, the person might not have a steady hand. Baby's looking up in the air, not knowing what's going on right now, bro. You know, what's going on in his own business, man.
My man's just
my man's just doing it for the first time.
I practiced on the thing, and you know, now I think I'm ready.
That's dangerous, bro. That is all the way dangerous.
That's what I mean. But it has been removed from the Amazon UK site. It's no longer shipping to the UK, but although it's still available in the US.
They shouldn't even put that in the first place. That was crazy.
They really shouldn't have it there. So, yeah, I just thought it was mad. There was this Dr. Anthony Lepart, who is the chairman of the NSS, and he said that we fear that the sale of this product will, we just read the same thing, may encourage unqualified practitioners to carry out unnecessary surgery on infants in non-clinical conditions, resulting in a serious harm. So, it's mad. But
it's like, do you see like giving a life to a kid?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing right there.
That's what I mean. Anyone can go on Amazon nowadays and buy anything. Just get access to.
They're taking DIY to a whole new level.
Credit cards,
like a whole new ball game. You know, I don't want no guy circumcising myself. I'm circumcising myself. That's pressure, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know when you're about to snip. You're just under pressure. Like your wife's watching you, making sure you do a good job. That's bare sweat. No, it's not. It's not. Those things I think you just got to leave for the pros, man.
Yeah.
Those things for the pros, man.
But the final article that I read was about there was this new Brexit poll that the BMG done a consensus poll on maybe about 2,000 people in the Independent, and they found that 51% of British people would now stay in the EU, while 41% of British people want to still go ahead with us leaving. Obviously, we've got no choice now, but I just thought it was interesting that obviously back in July when we had the referendum, there was 52% of British people voted for us to leave the EU, while 48% voted for us to remain.
Yep.
So
they realised they fucked up. So.
Or it was June even. But 6 months later, that's what 2,000 people were saying. I thought it's interesting, to be honest.
Just depends on what angle it is that you vote. When you voted for yes, like what did you vote for?
Yeah.
Because if you was in favour of one thing and that one thing was immigration, being stupid.
Yeah.
Because that's not gonna actually change. It's not gonna change. Like, it's not. There's people still coming out. Like, it's not changed anything. Nothing won't change.
It's like, do you know, like when Donald Trump said about fucking he's gonna build a wall? Like, I swear, like, there's such thing as planes. People come over on planes. Like I was watching some video or something, and it said like most of immigrants, they'll come over on a plane and then just overstay their welcome rather than jumping over the border or running over the border. That's kind of an outdated thing now. But
some they get in ships.
Yeah, but they might do it that way. But like, I don't see how a wall is gonna stop people coming into a country. Like, and even
I don't think so, man.
That's what I mean. And like, even like this, like, how is us leaving the EU going to stop immigration? Or isn't this going to be a time where we're going to need more?
First, tell me, there's bad people out there living, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They also, like, do that as a business.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, getting people in and, like, out and something like that as business.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So,
All
like,
if
you try, like,
exactly.
all they need is a work permit.
That's what I mean, and then
That's
overstay.
it. And then they get a stay. That's it.
It's all mad.
There's ways around it.
That's what I mean. There's bare loopholes. Like, it's not as clean cut as just building a wall or just leaving the EU, and it'd be a simple, plain.
That's why when I voted,
innit?
they tried to give me a pencil. I was like, nope, I'm using a pen. You ain't rubbing out my shit. No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, but next section that I like to do on my show is random facts. So, who does anyone want to do an introduction? I need sound effects. I need a introduction. Yeah, everybody. This is the random facts study part of the show, Sonny. Random facts. So yeah, the first random fact that I have is in 1993, the entire city of San Francisco voted about whether a police officer named Bob Geary was allowed to carry a ventriloquist dummy called Brendan O'Smarty while he was on patrol. And he was allowed.
You ain't what, he's just doing tricks while he's arresting people.
Right, so basically...
Hey, you come over here. That man's mesmerized.
Oh, hey. You're right.
Yeah.
So
before you know it, he's cuffed. That's a good. I don't know how that works.
Well, I've got context. So basically, in 1988 in San Francisco, a police officer attempting a budgeting reason. They were trying to end the historical police patrol program, and at the time, Bob Geary's then girlfriend was kind of a police patrol mounting it. And Bob Geary, he ran a sponsored ballot that was an initiative to a saving program, and he ended up basically he created the biggest vote in the whole entire San Francisco history, which was 86% of the biggest local vote in San Francisco history, which is 86% of the local voters voted to save the police horse program. And then in 1991, Geary was assigned to be community policing in the North Bay area. The program was to encourage police officers to be more highly visible and use creative and ingenious methods to earn the trust of local civilians. So for this, Geary decided to learn how to be a ventriloquist. Like, he learned the whole art. He got like a tape and everything, and he got a dummy. He got the dummy, and instead of calling it dummy, he called it Brendan O'Smarty. It's like a kind of pun on dummy. And then like a pun on dummy, Smarty, Brendan O'Smarty. And then he used to go around while on the beat. He used to go and perform for the kids, and like he dressed up the doll in like a little police uniform, gave him a little badge, and a water pistol. And it also said that despite him carrying this dummy, he was still able to function as an officer by chasing and tackling at least one suspect while holding the dummy in hand.
He must look like the Rock. He must look like. Are you hearing that, bro? He must look like the Rock. At first, when you begin telling me the story, I was thinking to myself, who the fuck is going to arrest me while having a ventriloquist, innit? But wait. Despite carrying the dummy, Gary was able to function as an officer. Now let's break that one down. Yeah, break that one down. That mean it didn't matter. Like it was nothing. It didn't matter. Nothing. He's jumping over cars. He's doing his thing, and he's still making the kids go, oh. You know what I'm saying, bro? That is like, right. You know what? If I was a director, I would do this film and I'll get the Rock. And that's it. I would do that. And if that does happen, we're dating this now. This is the 20th of December 2017.
I think it's the 20th. Is it 21st maybe?
It's
the 20th. Yeah,
it's the 20th, bro. It's the 20th. Yeah, I want my rights.
Okay, cool.
In case that happens, man. Yeah, man. But yeah, there. So, and chasing and tackling.
Yeah, at least one.
At least one.
With the dummy in hand, yeah, that's what I mean.
His upper body game must be crazy, cause you know what I'm saying, brother? He must have gains.
Yeah. Gains.
I don't know if you can understand that. One hand is doing something else, and the other hand is doing what both hands are trying to do. Like, jeez. You had to be I knew it. I was thinking there's no way you could be like Pee Wee Herman, trying to do tricks. 1 second, let me take the hand of the... Nah. What's them ones? On back. You know, on back, use the one elbow, bro, and just lick up 10 man. Like, I mean, you could do that, bro. You know what I mean? Jeez. I feel sorry for the average Joe dads in that area, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, their kids don't want to be like me. They don't want to be like that Gary. Man, that cocksucker Gary. Always walking around with that damn puppet. She won't even cook my cornbread the same. So I got lumps.
So, like, have you ever wondered what the M and the M stand for on M&M's, the chocolates?
Do you know what? That didn't even cross my mind, bro. No, for real, it didn't even cross my mind. I didn't even think of that.
Until I looked it up, it didn't even mind.
What was it? Medusa or something?
No, it stands for Mars and Murray, or Mars and Murray's, which are basically the last names of the founders of the company.
Oh, okay.
So I got a background of the story of what happened, because it's actually all mad.
Let me see this one.
So basically, in the early 1900s, Forrest Mars Sr., who was the son of Chicago candy maker and Snickers creator Franklin Clarence Mars.
Oh, I thought this was started from the bottom. Their story, bro.
Nah.
Well, this is handouts. Man.
That's what I mean.
This is a Trump story.
So, like, obviously, he worked his way through Europe. He learned the ropes of the ins and outs of the candy business. He worked at Nestle, he worked at Tobler, and then he started his own little factory in England where he started selling his father's branded chocolates.
Okay.
And then, like, this is where he found his inspiration, right? So, while Mars was in Spain during the Spanish Civil War, he noticed that treats were frequently being passed around in soldiers' rations, These chocolates were kind of pellets, kind of with hard coated shells.